which is hurting a 3 billion rand industry. Workers on the citrus farms of Addo and Kirkwood want a minimum wage of 20 rand an hour, but employers say that they've already agreed to this and that workers were forced to protest against the South African National Civic organization Sanco. The strike turned violent on Friday, resulting in police arresting 7 people in Kirkwood. Well, for more on this particular story, let's join our reporter Iviwe Poti, who's in our studios in Port Elizabeth. Iviwe, thanks very much for joining us this evening. So where are we with this strike? At one stage, I heard that the employers had only offered 10%. The workers wanted 13% increase, which took it to 20 rand an hour. Where are we in terms of the agreement or non-agreement of the actual final figure, and is the strike still on?
Well, definitely, Peter. The strike is still on, and speaking to FAWU, who are actually representing the workers, they've alluded to the fact that when they went into these negotiations, they went in looking at about 15% increase, and they have then, come down to 13%, and it's at a deadlock right now. Tomorrow afternoon, they will be meeting with the employer and the CCMA in terms of, talking what they're actually going to do, because the workers refuse to go back to work on a 8% increment, which is what is on the table from the employer. We did speak to the Sundays River Citrus Company, and behind me, Peter, are some of the visuals that we had earlier on from that area of the Sundays River municipality. And we spoke there to Hannes Deval, who actually told us that, they were finding it very difficult to actually negotiate with the community members and the workers that they have in that area for the farms in that area, and as well as the citrus industry as a whole, because the petition was handed over by Sanco, and they don't recognize Sanco as, representing the workers, and would rather actually just remain talking to FAWU. But you will remember that the protest action there, the whole lockdown of the municipality, is led by Sanco, saying that, they're representing the people and they are representing the interest of the people in that area. Obviously, high on the cards, number one on their petition is the fact that they do want 20 rand an hour, mentioning the fact that, this has been gazetted by government. Also, Peter, if you do look into the documents that government has given out to the public, farm workers are to earn 90% of the 20 rand an hour minimum wage, which is now going to be implemented in South Africa, putting it at about 18 rand per hour. Currently, the workers in that area are earning anything between 16 rand 50 and just over 20 rand, depending on the hours that they work, and as well as how many bags they actually package. So they've called it an incentive type of situation, but the workers are not happy with the incentive situation as well. We will remember, Peter, that this is a very critical industry, and that they only operate for about 25 weeks throughout the year. And it started in the beginning of the May and it ends around September.
So given that sort of small window that they have this employment, are all the workers fully behind this? Because I would imagine that once it's gone past a week, a lot of people are losing a lot of wages by staying away.
Definitely, Peter, a lot of people are losing their wages, but what we saw today was a whole community in unison that was outside the Addo police station, which is part of the Sundays River municipality. The Sundays River municipality is made of small towns within that municipality, and we saw a number of people outside there. We went around the farms in the area to see if anyone was actually working. There is no production in the area. It is a complete shutdown. All workers, calling for the same thing. In terms of loss, obviously, the workers, in terms of salary, they'll be at a loss. But as well as the industry itself, speaking to the Sundays River Citrus Company, they were calculating last night a loss of about 17 million already. And the protest action only started on Tuesday, this making it day 5 now.
All right. I believe that there were, 7 protesters that had been arrested for incitement and other things, and sort of encouraging workers not to go to work. Have they been released? What's the story with them?
In total now, Peter, it's 11. The 7 that were arrested on Friday were released earlier on today. They appeared in court, in the Kirkwood Magistrate Court at about 11 o'clock. They were released round about lunchtime on 500 Rand bail per person and will appear again on the 16th of July. However, the 4 that were arrested this morning haven't been released just as yet, and that's why the community at large was outside the Addo police station demanding the release of those that were also arrested, but they also have to come in front of the magistrate. Obviously, I'm thinking maybe a situation of a bail, just like the ones that were arrested on Friday, and then will appear at a later stage.
All right, Iviwe, that's where we're going to have to leave it. Thanks very much indeed. So a 3 billion rand citrus industry under threat. Strike continues, and it looks like that the workers are digging in their heels for the 20 rand that they want. But that's where we're going to leave our regional look at SA Today, Alicia.
SA Today it is, Peter. What a